Hello, and welcome back to Talk About It in English. We are so happy to have you here with us today. This is the channel where we take the English you studied in school, or the English you listen to passively, and we turn it into active, real-world speaking skills. We want you to be able to talk about your actual life, your feelings, and your daily routines with total confidence. I am Sarah, and I am joined as always by my co-host, Mark. Hi, Mark.
Hi, Sarah, and hello everyone listening. It is great to be back. You know, Sarah, I was thinking about our listeners recently. Many of them are incredibly dedicated. They listen to English podcasts on the bus, they watch movies with subtitles, and some of them even listen to English while they sleep.
That is true dedication. Learning while sleeping is a fascinating concept. You spend 8 hours absorbing the sounds and the rhythm of the language. It is a great way to get comfortable with English. But there is a little problem with that method, isn't there?
There is. The problem is what happens when you wake up. You open your eyes, the lesson ends, and real life begins. The moment you wake up, you have to start doing things. You have to interact with your environment. And for many learners, that is where the English stops and their native language starts again in their head.
Exactly. You might know the word for alarm clock or coffee, but can you narrate your actions? Can you describe the rush of the morning? Most students will say, I wake up, I eat, I go. But native speakers use a whole different set of vocabulary, specifically phrasal verbs, to describe that morning chaos.
So that is our mission today. We are going to take you from the very first moment you open your eyes until you walk out the front door. We are going to narrate the morning rush. We will break down the phrasal verbs you need, explain the difference between similar words, and give you plenty of chances to shadow us and practice speaking.
By the end of this episode, you will be able to talk through your first hour of the day entirely in English. And if you enjoy learning practical English like this, please make sure to subscribe to the channel. We cover a new topic every single week to help you build a complete vocabulary for your life.
Let's get started. Imagine the room is dark. It's 6 or 7 in the morning. What is the very first thing that happens?
Well, for most of us, it's a noise, a loud, annoying noise, the alarm clock. Now, Mark, how do we describe what the alarm clock does? Do we say the alarm clock starts or the alarm clock rings?
You can say rings, but that's a little old-fashioned, referring to actual bells. The most natural phrasal verb we use here is go off. My alarm goes off.
Go off. That is an interesting one, because usually off means to stop power, right? Like turn off the lights. But here, go off means to start making a noise. It is similar to a bomb exploding or a gun firing. A gun goes off, a bomb goes off, and your alarm goes off. It implies a sudden, loud event.
Exactly. So past tense, we would say, my alarm went off at 6:30. Listeners, try saying that with me. My alarm went off at 6:30.
My alarm went off at 6:30. Now, once that alarm goes off, you have a choice. This is the first critical moment of the day. You can either get up or you can stay where you are. What do you do, Mark?
I am usually pretty good. I try to get up immediately. But sometimes I hit the snooze button.
Hit the snooze button. Notice the verb hit. We don't usually say press the snooze button, although you can. We often say hit because it's an aggressive, tired action. You smack the clock. You hit snooze. And then what happens? You go back to sleep.
This leads us to a very important distinction that confuses a lot of learners. The difference between wake up and get up. Sarah, can you clarify that for us?
Definitely. Wake up is mental. It's the moment your eyes open and you become conscious. You are no longer sleeping. Get up is physical. It's the action of your body leaving the bed. So you can wake up at 7 but not get up until 7:30.
That is a very common scenario. I lie in bed scrolling on my phone, so I'm awake but I'm not up.
Right. And if you stay in bed longer than usual on purpose because it's a Saturday or you're on holiday, we have a wonderful phrasal verb for that. Sleep in.
I love sleeping in. To sleep in means to sleep later than you usually do, intentionally. For example, on Sundays, I like to sleep in until 9.
But be careful. There is a similar word that means something very bad. Oversleep.
Oh yes, do not confuse these. To sleep in is a luxury. You want to do it. To oversleep is a mistake. It means you woke up too late and you missed your bus or you're late for work.
So if you tell your boss, I am sorry I am late, I slept in, your boss will be angry because you are saying you chose to stay in bed. You must say, I am sorry I oversleep. Or rather, in the past tense, I overslept.
That is a crucial difference. Let's practice those three concepts. I will say a sentence, and Sarah, you shadow me, and listeners, you repeat after Sarah. Here's the first one. My alarm went off, but I didn't get up.
My alarm went off, but I didn't get up.
Good. Here's the second one. I love sleeping in on weekends.
I love sleeping in on weekends.
And the dangerous one. Oh no, I overslept.
Oh no, I overslept.
Great. So you have finally dragged yourself out of bed. You are up. Now we move to the next room, the bathroom.
This is where we prepare ourselves for the world. We have a general phrase for this whole process. We say, I need to freshen up.
Freshen up. That is a great umbrella term. It covers washing your face, brushing your teeth, maybe putting on some deodorant. If you are a guest at someone's house, you might ask, where's the bathroom? I just need to freshen up.
It is polite and vague, but let's get specific. If you are taking a shower, we often use the verb hop. I am going to hop in the shower.
Hop like a rabbit?
Exactly like a rabbit. But in this context, it just means to do something quickly. I am going to jump in the shower or hop in the shower. It sounds much more energetic and natural than simply saying, I will take a shower. It implies you are not going to be in there for an hour.
I am going to hop in the shower. I use that every day. Now, what about the teeth? We brush them, but there is a second part to brushing teeth that people forget, the water part.
Rinse. You rinse your mouth. Rinse implies using water to remove soap or toothpaste. You rinse your face after washing it. You rinse your mouth after brushing.
And then we move to the closet. This is a gold mine for phrasal verbs. The big one, of course, is put on.
Put on. This is the action of dressing yourself. I put on my shirt. I put on my socks. A common mistake is to confuse put on with wear. Mark, what is the difference?
Wear is a state. Put on is an action. Right now, I am wearing a black t-shirt. I put it on 3 hours ago. You cannot say I am putting on a t-shirt all day. That would mean you are spending hours moving your arms through the sleeves.
Exactly. So in the morning story, we are using put on. I hopped in the shower, dried off, and put on my suit. But wait, what if you are not sure what to wear? What if you want to see if the suit looks good?
Then you try it on. Try on means to put clothes on briefly to check the size or the style. You do this in a shop, but you also do it at home. You might say, I tried on 3 different shirts before I picked one.
And if you are preparing for a really special day, maybe a big meeting or a wedding, you might dress up.
Dress up means to wear nicer clothes than usual, formal clothes. If you work from home in pajamas, you do not dress up. But if you go to the office, you might dress up.
Let's build a little habit here. Listeners, think about what you did this morning. Did you put on jeans? Did you put on a uniform? Say it out loud right now. I put on, and finish the sentence.
Go ahead, we'll wait. I put on.
Perfect. Even if you are just in your pajamas listening to this, you can say, I put on my pajamas. Now you are dressed, you are fresh, but you're probably hungry, or at least you need caffeine. Let's go to the kitchen.
The kitchen is the engine room of the morning, and for me, it starts with coffee. Now, I do not just make coffee, I brew coffee.
Ooh, fancy. Brew, B-R-E-W. We use brew for tea and coffee. It describes the process of hot water extracting flavor. You can say the coffee is brewing. It implies a smell, doesn't it?
It does. There's nothing like the smell of fresh coffee brewing. Once it's ready, you pour a cup. P-O-U-R. You pour the coffee into the mug.
What about food? If you are in a rush, you probably don't cook a 5-course meal. You make something fast. We have a great phrasal verb for cooking something quickly. Whip up.
Whip up. W-H-I-P. Like whipped cream. I am going to whip up some eggs. I am going to whip up a sandwich. It means I am going to make it very fast, without a recipe, just using what I have.
But that is the problem, isn't it? Sometimes you don't have what you need. You open the fridge to get the milk for your coffee, and the carton is empty. What do we say then?
We say we have run out of milk. Run out of. This is one of the most useful phrases in English. It means we have none left. We consumed it all.
We ran out of milk. We ran out of bread. We ran out of coffee. That last one is a nightmare scenario.
It really is. If I run out of coffee, I have to run to the store. Notice the difference there? Run out of means the supply is gone. Run to implies moving quickly to a location.
So let's imagine a little kitchen disaster. Shadow this story with me. I went to the kitchen to brew some coffee.
I went to the kitchen to brew some coffee.
But I realized we had run out of beans.
But I realized we had run out of beans.
So I had to whip up some tea instead.
So I had to whip up some tea instead.
It is a sad story, but a good grammar exercise. Okay, so we have navigated the bedroom, the bathroom, and the kitchen. Now look at the clock.
Oh no, time is ticking. This brings us to the final stage of the morning, the departure, the rush.
This is where the energy changes. We stop moving casually and start moving with urgency. The first phrase you need is in a rush or in a hurry.
I am in a rush. Sorry, I can't talk. I am in a hurry. And if you are behind schedule, you say, I am running late.
Running late, not walking late, running late. It doesn't mean you are physically running, though you might be. It means you are behind your schedule. I am running 10 minutes late.
So you grab your keys, you grab your bag, and you leave. But we don't just say leave. We say head out.
Head out, H-E-A-D, like your head. To head somewhere means to go in that direction. To head out means to leave your current location to go start your day. I am heading out now. See you later.
It is very common to text this to your friends or colleagues. Just 2 words, heading out. Or, I am heading to work.
And if you move very quickly, you might dash. I have to dash. It sounds British, but Americans use it too. It means I have to leave immediately and quickly.
And before you completely disappear, you have to secure your house. You lock the door, but often we add the particle up, lock up.
Did you lock up? I will lock up. It emphasizes the completion of the action. You are locking everything. The windows, the doors, you are securing the whole place.
So let's put that exit sequence together. You look at the clock and realize you are running late. You grab your coat, yell, I'm heading out to your family, and you dash out the door. You lock up quickly and run for the bus.
It is stressful just talking about it, but that is real life, and that is the kind of English we want you to have, the English of real situations.
Now we have covered a lot of vocabulary today. We have gone from the alarm going off to locking up the house. But the only way this sticks in your brain is if we put it all together into a story.
Exactly. We are going to do a full simulation now. I am going to narrate a full morning routine using all the expressions we just learned. I want you to listen carefully. Try to visualize the actions. Imagine yourself doing them.
And after Sarah finishes, we'll tell you exactly how to practice this tomorrow morning so you never forget it. Go ahead, Sarah.
All right, here's my morning. Listen close. My alarm went off at 6, but I was so tired that I hit snooze twice. I finally got up around 6:30. I hopped in the shower to freshen up. Then I dried off and went to the closet. I didn't know what to wear, so I tried on a few outfits before I finally put on my gray suit. I went to the kitchen to brew some coffee, but I realized I had run out of milk, so I had to drink it black. I whipped up some toast, looked at the clock, and saw I was running late. I grabbed my bag, shouted goodbye, and headed out. I locked up the house and ran to the train station.
Excellent. That sounds like a very typical, slightly chaotic morning. Let's do it one more time, but this time I will narrate a slightly more relaxed morning. See if you can spot the differences in vocabulary.
Go for it, Mark.
Okay, since it was Saturday, I decided to sleep in. I didn't get up until 9. I took my time freshening up, then I put on some comfortable sweatpants. I went to the kitchen and brewed a fresh pot of coffee. I whipped up some pancakes for breakfast. I wasn't running late, so I sat on the balcony for a while. Eventually, I decided to head out to the park. I locked up and walked slowly down the street.
That sounds much nicer than my morning. But did you hear the phrases? Sleep in, put on, brew, whip up, head out, lock up. They fit perfectly into the story.
They act as the glue that holds the story together. Without these phrasal verbs, your English sounds robotic. With them, it flows.
So here is your challenge. This is the most important part of the video. The next time you wake up, whether that is tomorrow morning or after a nap, I want you to narrate your actions out loud.
Yes, out loud. It might feel silly, but it works. When your hand touches the alarm, say, my alarm went off. When your feet touch the floor, say, I am getting up.
When you walk into the kitchen, say, I am going to brew coffee. If you do this for just 3 mornings in a row, these words will become yours forever. You won't have to translate them in your head anymore.
And if you want to take it a step further, record yourself on your phone narrating your morning. Listen to it back. Do you sound rushed? Do you sound relaxed? It is a fantastic way to check your fluency.
And speaking of checking fluency, if you ever feel stuck on how to talk about your job or your weekends or your relationships, that is exactly what we do here on this channel. We break down the real topics of your life.
So if you found this helpful, please subscribe and click that notification bell. We want to be part of your routine. Maybe you can listen to us while you brew your coffee.
That would be perfect. Thank you so much for listening today. Remember, language lives in your mouth, not just in your head. So speak up, head out, and have a wonderful day.
See you next time, everyone. Bye.
Bye. Wait, Mark, before we truly finish, I think we have some time to dig a little deeper into some of these sections. We gave the overview, but I know our listeners often have specific questions about the tiny details. Can we go back to the getting dressed section for a moment?
Absolutely. That is a tricky one. Put on versus try on is clear, but there are other phrases people use. What about throw on?
Oh, that is a good one. Throw on. It is very casual. It implies you didn't think about it at all. You just grabbed the first piece of clothing you saw. I woke up late, so I just threw on a t-shirt and jeans.
It suggests speed, right? You wouldn't say, I threw on my wedding tuxedo.
No, definitely not. Unless it was a very strange wedding. You throw on casual clothes. You throw on a hoodie. It adds that flavor of being effortless or hurried.
And another one in the bathroom. We mentioned freshen up. But what about get ready? That is probably the most common phrase of all.
Yes, get ready is the master phrase. I am getting ready for work. This includes everything: showering, dressing, eating, packing your bag. It is the whole package.
So you could structure your story like this. I got up at 7 and started getting ready. Then you use the specific verbs to explain how you got ready.
Exactly. I got up at 7 to get ready. First, I hopped in the shower, then I put on my clothes. It frames the narrative.
I also want to revisit the kitchen vocabulary. We talked about brew for coffee. What if you don't drink coffee? What if you drink instant coffee? Do you brew instant coffee?
Technically, no, because brewing involves steeping the beans in water. For instant coffee, or for cereal, or for toast, we often just say make. I made a cup of coffee. I made some toast.
But you can still pour it.
Yes, you pour the water, you pour the milk. Pour is universal for liquids. And here's a pronunciation tip for pour. It sounds exactly like pour, P-O-O-R. Pour the milk, the poor man. Same sound.
That is helpful. And what about whip up? Can I whip up a steak dinner?
Not really. Whip up implies something light and fast. Scrambled eggs, pancakes, a salad, a sandwich. If you are roasting a chicken for 3 hours, you are not whipping it up. You are cooking dinner.
Context is everything. Let's talk about the commute phrases again. Head out is my favorite because it is so versatile. You can head out to the store, head out to the movies, head out to work.
And you can also use set off. I set off for work at 8. It is a little more formal, perhaps a little more storytelling style, but common in British English especially. I set off.
I think head out is safer for daily conversation. I'm gonna head out. It sounds very cool and casual.
Agreed. Now, I want to address a pain point I hear from students often. They say, Sarah, I talk to myself in the morning, but I feel crazy.
We hear that a lot. My family thinks I am weird. My dog looks at me funny.
Here is the truth. Every successful language learner talks to themselves. It is the only way to bridge the gap between knowing a word and using it. When you are alone in the bathroom, that is your stage. That is your rehearsal space.
Think of it like an athlete warming up. A runner stretches before the race. You need to stretch your mouth muscles before you have to speak English to a real person. If the first time you speak English that day is in a high-pressure meeting, you will fail. You will stumble.
But if you have already spent 30 minutes narrating your morning, I am brushing my teeth, I am putting on my shoes, your brain is already in English mode. Your mouth is warmed up. The words are at the front of your mind.
So do not feel crazy. Feel smart. You are hacking your brain. You are turning dead time spent brushing teeth or tying shoes, into study time.
Let's practice a dialogue. I am going to be the person asking questions. Mark, you answer them using the vocabulary. Listeners, pay attention to how Mark answers. I won't ask yes or no questions. I want details.
I am ready.
So Mark, you look a bit tired today. What time did your alarm go off?
It went off at 6, but honestly, I hit snooze about 4 times.
Oh wow, so what time did you actually get up?
I finally dragged myself out of bed around 6:45. I was definitely running late.
Did you have time to eat anything?
Barely. I didn't have time to whip up eggs or anything. I just poured a coffee to go and grabbed a banana.
And when did you head out?
I dashed out the door at 7:15. I almost forgot to lock up.
That sounds stressful. Okay, listeners, did you hear how natural that sounded? He didn't say the alarm rang. He didn't say I exited the house. He used the phrasal verbs.
Now let's flip it. I will ask Sarah about her morning.
Okay,
Sarah, you seem very energetic. Did you sleep in?
I did. It was wonderful. I slept in until 8:30.
Nice. So what was your routine like after you got up?
It was slow. I put on my robe, went to the kitchen, and brewed a really nice pot of dark roast coffee.
Did you make breakfast?
Yes, I whipped up some pancakes with blueberries. Then I just relaxed before getting ready properly.
And what time did you finally head out?
I headed out around 10. No rush at all.
See the difference? The vocabulary adapts to the feeling. Dashed out versus headed out. Grabbed a banana versus whipped up pancakes.
This is the nuance that takes you from beginner to intermediate and advanced. It is not just about communicating the fact, it is about communicating the feeling.
I want to challenge our listeners with one more specific exercise regarding the alarm clock. This is a pronunciation drill. The phrase go off links together. We don't say go off. We say go off.
Yes, it sounds like one word, go off. There's a little W sound in the middle, go off. Try that.
My alarm went off.
My alarm went off.
And wake up. The K sound links to the U. Wake up.
Wake up. I need to wake up.
And get up. The T often becomes a flap T in American English, sounding like a soft D. Get up.
Get up. I need to get up.
Linking is the secret to sounding natural. If you say, I get up at 7, you sound like a robot. If you say, I get up at 7, you sound fluent.
So when you practice your narration tomorrow morning, try to link the words. Put on becomes put on.
Put on. I put on my shoes.
Head out becomes head out.
Head out. I am heading out.
This linking makes the narration easier to speak quickly, and since mornings are often fast, you need to speak fast.
We have about a minute left. Let's do a quick lightning round of synonyms. I say a formal word. Sarah says the phrasal verb. Ready?
Ready.
Exit.
Head out.
Wear. Action.
Put on.
Explode. Alarm.
Go off.
Cook quickly.
Whip up.
Wash quickly.
Freshen up.
Consume completely.
Run out of.
Delay waking.
Sleep in.
Delay waking by accident.
Oversleep.
Perfect. That list right there is your cheat sheet. If you write those down and tape them to your bathroom mirror, you will master this topic in a week.
That is actually a great tip. Post-it notes. Put a post-it note on your alarm clock that says, did it go off? Put a note on your coffee machine that says, brew. Put a note on your door that says, head out.
Visual cues help you remember to switch languages, because that's the hardest part, remembering to switch.
You are right. Once you are awake, the autopilot kicks in. You do things without thinking. The sticky notes break the autopilot and remind you, speak English now.
We really hope you try this. It is a small change, narrating your morning, but the impact on your confidence is huge. When someone asks you, how was your morning? You won't just say, good. You will say, oh, it was crazy. My alarm didn't go off and I had to dash out.
And that is a real conversation. That is connecting.
Thank you for spending your time with us. We know you are busy, so we appreciate you fitting us into your day, whether you are commuting, walking, or maybe even cleaning the house.
If you have any topics you want us to cover, maybe talking about doing laundry or talking about a bad day at work, let us know in the comments if you are watching on YouTube. We read every single one.
We do. We built these episodes for you.
So for the final time today, I am Sarah.
And I am Mark.
And this has been Talk About It in English. Now go put this into practice.
Head out and speak up. Bye.
Bye, everyone.